Their car had broken down hours ago, and the nearest town was miles away. The only sound was the wind howling through the dunes, carrying whispers of things long forgotten. "We'll camp here tonight," Tarek said, his voice calm despite the eerie atmosphere. They quickly set up a small fire to fend off the chilling air. The flames danced, casting long shadows that seemed to move on their own across the shifting sands. As the night deepened, Hassan, the older son, noticed something strange. Dark shapes seemed to flicker at the edge of their campfire's light, just out of reach. "Father, do you see that?" he whispered, pointing into the darkness. Tarek squinted, but saw nothing. "It's just your imagination," he said, though his voice was laced with doubt. But the shadows didn't stay still. They grew bolder, inching closer, their forms barely distinguishable from the surrounding dunes. Omar, the younger son, clutched his father's arm. "Something's out there," he whimpered. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew out the fire, plunging them into complete darkness. The temperature dropped even further, and the silence was suffocating. They could feel eyes on them, watching, waiting. Tarek scrambled to relight the fire, his hands trembling. As the flames flickered back to life, they saw them, creatures made of shadow, standing tall and twisted, their hollow eyes gleaming in the firelight. Their bodies seemed to blend with the night, shifting and writhing as if the desert itself was alive. Without warning, one of the creatures lunged at them, its form dissolving into a cloud of darkness before reforming just inches from Hassan. Tarek grabbed his sons and shouted, "Run!" They sprinted across the dunes, the shadow creatures pursuing them silently. Their movements unnatural and swift. No matter how fast they ran, the creatures seemed to close the distance effortlessly. As they stumbled upon an old, abandoned structure half buried in the sand, they rushed inside, barricading the entrance with whatever they could find. Inside, the air was thick and musty, and strange symbols were carved into the walls. The boys huddled close to their father, terrified. Outside, the creatures circled the building, their whispers now louder, echoing through the cracks in the stone. Tarek realized they were trapped. The shadows couldn't enter, but they were patient. They would wait until the fire inside their souls burned out, and the desert claimed them. As dawn approached, the creatures vanished with the first light of the sun. But Tarek and his sons knew the truth. The desert was haunted by more than just ancient tales. Something dark and malevolent lived beneath the sands, waiting for those foolish enough to stray too far. And they would never forget the eyes in the shadows, watching, waiting for night to fall once again.